The Conference Championships last week were crazy. We're going to talk about those, plus a little something fun. Let's do it. Alright, James, it is season 5, episode something. Hold up.
23?
23.
Michael Jordan.
We didn't know your stuff, kid. We got a lot of fun stuff to talk about, so, how you feeling?
Yeah, I think this will be a fun episode. Just kind of some random things. Kind of a filler episode until we get to the Super Bowl, in a way, but it should be fun. It should be an easy, lighthearted episode. So, 23 episodes is wild, by the way.
Yeah, it's getting kind of tiring at this point.
Nah, bro, that's not tired. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
This guy.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Alright, so, let's just say, I'm going to say I didn't like the break when it comes to March, but that's a lie. Anyway, so Patriots-Broncos played in the AFC Championship. It was quite a fun game. Even though the score wouldn't really reflect that, 10-7, Patriots took the win, but a lot of fun stuff happened in this one.
Yeah, I think the biggest, thing in this game that a lot of people, if you would have watched it, you're going to remember is the snow coming in, kind of mainly in the second half, being, insane. You really couldn't see much. They were even saying the commentators couldn't see, the yard lines that people were getting on, and stuff like that, which was just crazy. And the snow definitely affected the game, for sure. For the Broncos, with Jarrett Stidham back there, you did not want a snow game. You wanted more of, a clean, easy game for him to be able to see his receivers, get in a little bit of a groove, and he wasn't able to do that with snow. And Drake May didn't play great either. Neither quarterback played great. Drake May has not played great in these playoffs at all, which kind of says something about this coaching that Mike Vrabel has done. He's been incredible this year, what the Patriots defense has done, and what this team kind of just, they come together and they win games. But yeah, I'd say the snow is definitely a headline that I'm going to remember from this game.
Yeah, and the dynamic that the snow caused, which, with 5 minutes left in the third quarter, there was no snow on the ground. And then the entire rest of the game, by the end of the third quarter, you couldn't see what yard line you were on. It was a blizzard. It was coming in one way, so, the Broncos actually had the offensive edge in the fourth quarter, which is why it was so big for the Patriots to get those points. Wait, did they get points at the end of the quarter?
They didn't score in the second half, I don't think. Or the beginning of the second half they scored maybe, but they definitely didn't score in the fourth quarter.
5:29 in the third, they get the field goal. So that was before the snow. So that's why you saw the Patriots kind of just throw it away every time, or run the ball up the middle every time in the fourth quarter because they couldn't do anything offensively. The receivers wouldn't be able to see the ball. Drake May couldn't really see anything, so it was really interesting. And then the Broncos had a chance to tie it, which, it's a tough field goal. Will Lutz kicked a beautiful ball, and it just got blocked. That was really impressive to see. That was going to go in. Because the win wasn't really too bad or anything, but I'm kind of glad it didn't go to overtime because we might still be playing that game. Because no one was scoring in those conditions at all.
Facts. Also, Sean Payton earlier in, the second quarter, when it was perfect conditions, by the way, everything was fine, decided to go for it on fourth down in the red zone, had a chip shot field goal. Obviously would have tied the game. Obviously, looking back, you would say kick it, but you didn't really know at that point. But when you have a backup,
go up 10-0.
When you have a backup quarterback in, a chance to go up by 2 scores, let's kick it. Let's take the point.
Especially, what kind of game you're in. You're not in a shootout. Don't try to make it a shootout, Sean Payton. I know it's the playoffs, but know what kind of game you're in. A game where field goals are going to matter, and they did, right? That's a really poor coaching decision.
Yeah, and then on the other side, I think the last thing for me that after this game that's lasting impact is what Mike Vrabel has done and the praise that I don't think we've given him enough on this podcast, in my opinion.
So many coaches to give praise to this year.
But Vrabel, honestly, Vrabel's been the best coach in the playoffs, in my opinion. He's been one of the best coaches all season. And the fact that, obviously he gets fired from the Titans, and then he goes to the Patriots, and he gets a young quarterback and a team that, they pretty much just, flipped their record, pretty much. They won 4 games last year, and now they're going to the Super Bowl. He didn't lose a game on the road this year, which is insane. So, shout out Mike Vrabel. A lot of praise for him.
Yeah, he's done a great job. McDaniel's done a great job. And this defense, the way they play in this game, Jarrett Stidham is no slouch out there. You saw that one drive where he unloaded one and then had a great play on the next play for a touchdown. He could play, and their defense was able to just stifle him and get into that blizzard, which was just a nightmare for
That's crazy too, by the way.
By the time that snow started coming down, you couldn't see anything. It was pretty clear what was going to happen. Even though, I guess the Broncos had a chance.
I don't think it was clear, like, at that point, who I thought would win.
I thought it was clear no one was going to score.
Okay. Well, I thought it was clear that it just was going to be, like, a dogfight, obviously. But, I thought there was a chance the Broncos could get down the field. But
Well, the way they played the field position game was great. Like, they didn't get a first down. Like, maybe one first
I
down.
mean, yeah.
in the snow.
No one did, yeah.
But the way they were able to play field position was beautiful, and that almost got them, to tie the game if it weren't for the blocked field goal. But it's a great play on the field goal block. Great play by the holder on that play to get that thing down on the snow.
And then obviously that Drake May play at the end was pretty incredible too.
Oh yeah. I've been talking about
like
that.
If you go watch it and watch the mic'd up thing, like it was supposed to be a halfback stretch, straight up. Like they were supposed to run the ball, punt it back, which at that point the game's probably over anyways. Like it doesn't really. Like, I don't know if the Broncos can drive the whole field.
No.
But obviously you don't want to give it back to him. And Drake May decides to keep it and runs to the left side and picks up a first down. He was great on the ground in general.
It's a position where like you can't throw it, right, because of the conditions and the situation. You can't throw it, and if you want to get the first down, you can't just hand it off because they think you're handing it off, right? So they're going to attack the run. So the only way to really do that safely is to run the QB run, and that was really smart by Drake May to pull that ball. Really savvy play. To go and secure your team away, because that's the best chance you have of getting that first down safely, to where you can't just go down if you need to, but also you can get that first down, which he did. So great play by Drake May. That's the kind of thing that's a veteran play.
Yeah, that's where it's like the quarterbacks matter, right? Like like Jared Stidham in that moment of the game is not going to make that play.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like that's where it's a situation where you have a generational quarterback, and he has not played good in the playoffs. In the final few weeks of the season, he was not great, or he had a really good game, but he wasn't great towards the end of the year, and he hasn't been great since then. But he's finding ways to win games, and in the playoffs as a second-year quarterback, it's pretty dang impressive.
Yeah, find a way to win. That's what the Patriots have done in all of their playoff games. Defense is helping them out a lot. Very impressive. So, you want to move on to the other game?
Yeah.
Talk about teams that do have good offense
let's talk about
and teams that did play well. So, NFC Championship was the Seahawks and Rams.
Took down the Rams. 27-31
I will say,
at Lumen.
this was a really well played game. Like
on both sides.
Both teams played a hell of a game in this one. Both quarterbacks were kind of flawless.
Yeah.
Watching Puka and JSN, the way they were making plays out there with their elite quarterbacks, throwing them the ball, and it was amazing. Like JSN had an insane game.
JSN was
the pure quality of football in this game was unlike anything I've really ever seen.
And with like the crowd and the playoff aspect, like going to the Super Bowl, like that's what we wanted after watching that AFC Championship game.
Yeah.
And like I think we can talk about Matthew Stafford obviously because he was pretty freaking awesome in this game. Like he kind of showed us why he's the MVP. Like he finally kind of came back to that Matthew Stafford form, and they still lost. But Sam Darnold. I think the story of Sam Darnold is even cooler than like what he did in this game, which he threw for 350 and 3.
Threw for 330 and 3.
He was incredible.
Stafford had 375 and 3. So
yeah, they were both great. But like the Sam Darnold story, I think is different than kind of Matthew Stafford, right? Like Sam Darnold was the 3rd overall pick to the Jets in 2018 or 2017, and they gave up on him pretty quick. He went to Carolina. They gave up on him pretty quick. And then he goes to San Francisco as a backup, and he learns ball. Like, that's when he straight up, learns some football IQ from Kyle Shanahan and the guys over there. And then he goes to Minnesota, and he leads them to a 14-3 season. Like, they should have been the 1 seed, but the Lions were just incredible last year. He obviously gets outed in the first round, and Minnesota goes, nah, we good. Like, you're good. We're going to go with J.J. McCarthy. And then he goes to Seattle, and now he's going to the Super Bowl. And that's kind of like the story of Sam Darnold has been, keeping your head up in adversity, and that's such a cool story to have in football because you don't really have as many of those as you used to. So I think the whole thing with Matthew Stafford and Sam Darnold, they both played incredible, but I think the story with Sam Darnold is just such a cool thing that we have to highlight.
Yeah. Look at these receivers. Like I just said it, but I'll read the stats to you. JSN, 10 receptions for 153 and a touchdown. Puka, 9 receptions for 165 and a touchdown. So,
that's crazy.
That's absolutely insane. I feel for the Rams because I think they outplayed the Seahawks in this game. Now both teams played both teams played A+ football, but I think the Rams outplayed them. Their offense outscored them, but the offense didn't outscore them. But the muff punt was the end of was the difference of the game. That's a shame for that young I'm assuming young player out there that muffed the punt. He misread it, then he fell, and then it was kind of over from there. And then, so that's one thing and then Seahawks immediately turned that into a touchdown. So that's one turning point. I think the other turning point was the end of the first half. Whenever the Rams kind of had a hold on the game, and they had a chance to go put up points and go up big at halftime. And the Seahawks, or maybe not go up big, but I forgot what it was.
Like a score, I think.
It was at least a score, if not two. And the Seahawks turned around, stuffed them, and then went and scored their own 7 points.
Yeah.
That was also a big turning point in this game. So Seahawks won the big moments, even though I think that the Rams probably outplayed them the whole game.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was.
The both teams played amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to really like disrespect the Seahawks in that aspect. I think they both played great. I don't really know if someone outplayed the other one. I think, but straight up the Seattle defense, like.
Defense has got outplayed.
Right? And we knew this all year. Like, the Seattle defense has been a top 3 defense all year. The Rams have been really good, but they just haven't been on Seahawks or on the Seahawks level. And that's kind of what took the Seattle Seahawks over the edge, right? Like, getting stops in big moments and making big plays and forcing long third downs. And obviously Matthew Stafford made a couple great plays. But I think Seattle, like, I think at this point in the season, it's like, whoa. Like, this team's for real. They've been for real all year. And they deserve their flowers, for sure.
Don't look at my screen, but do you know what the fourth quarter score in this game was?
The fourth quarter score? What do you mean?
Like how many points were scored by each team in the fourth quarter?
They didn't score in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's insane,
yeah,
by the way. Like, it was 31-27 at the end of the third quarter.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even realize that until I just told just now.
Yep.
So, defense has stepped up. And the Rams had their chances, like, until that last possession, which could have been awesome, by the way. Puka barely got his foot down, or barely got his knee down, to where the clock ran out. But if he would have gotten out of bounds, they would have had a chance at a Hail Mary. That would have been cool. But they had their chances the whole fourth quarter. I mean, no one scored, right? So the Seahawks defense came out big. The Rams defense came out big as well in that fourth quarter. But yeah, I mean, the Seahawks, whoever won this game, you got the feeling was going to win the Super Bowl. And the Seahawks are definitely for real. This team, the way they're coached, the culture that they've set, just the way they play football is electric. Like, they're young, they're fast, they're fun on both sides of the ball. And it's going to be a real treat to see them in the Super Bowl. We'll make our picks next week, but I'm going to pick the Seahawks.
Yeah, I agree. I think it'll be actually a pretty good game, though.
Yeah,
like,
sure. But
I think,
like this, Patriots are the team to just lay an egg, right?
For sure. I think we all understand now Seattle's going to come out and play like dogs every single game. And that defense is like the best defense Seattle has had since the Legion of Boom. Like, it straight up, it is. And it's not very close. Their corners fly around. Their safeties are incredible. Hold on. I'm trying to get his name right. Nick
Emmanwori.
There you go. Emmanwori.
Sound it out. Just like Emmanwori.
That's different. There's two M's. There's definitely, that's a harder thing to sound out.
Two M's make the same noise as one M.
Okay. Nick Emmanwori was awesome. And I think that's, as a rookie, like, they drafted him to lead their defense and kind of to be the captain of the defense for the foreseeable future. And he already is. And he's already, like, calling out certain things on offense. Like, if you go watch his film, like, specifically, he has been incredible. He's definitely up there for Defensive Rookie of the Year voting. Like,
he's up there.
I don't know if he's going to win, obviously.
He'll get second.
Exactly. But he has been awesome, and he's straight up kind of the leader of the Seahawks defense as a rookie. So,
yeah, like, the guys that they had from, like, the cornerbacks, Witherspoon and Woolen, and, again, Emmanwori, and they got a great pass rush. And
Leonard Williams up front. That dude is
it's crazy, the talent that they stacked up, and the way they've been able to develop their defensive players. The way they've been able to develop guys like Kenneth Walker, JSN, right? And even Sam Darnold the last couple months. But yeah, it's gonna be a great Super Bowl, great game. Just what we needed, just what we expected. So.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
All right, let's move into our next segment. Cue music.
Patriots, Seahawks, they advanced to play in Super Bowl 60, which sounds super weird. Steelers, they hired ex-Cowboys coach Mike McCarthy as their head coach so they can go 9-8 again next year. The Bills promote offensive coordinator Joe Brady to head coach, so their culture will not change at all. The Browns hire Ravens offensive coordinator Todd Monken as their head coach. In case you're planning to take the Pro Bowl seriously, Shedeur Sanders and Joe Flacco are going to play it. So, just letting you know. Quarterback Darian Mensah settles with Duke on their lawsuit and commits to Miami. John Morant will be out at least 3 weeks with the UCL sprain. Might come back on a different team. Speaking of guys who might come back on a different team, Giannis Antetokounmpo will be out about a month with a calf injury as well, and he wants a trade. Giants signed outfielder Harrison Bader for 2 years, $20 million, And Jacob Wilson and the Athletics agreed to an extension. That's 7 years, $70 million. So, short recent rundown today, James. Which team will Giannis be on February 6th?
We kind of talked briefly on this earlier off the pod. And I think
we don't talk about sports other than here.
That's true. You're right.
Yeah.
Sorry, we didn't talk about.
No.
But obviously, like if Giannis gets traded, like it is on the level of a Luka Doncic trade. The problem is she's not going to have the shock that Luka Doncic had.
Like, I'll always remember where I was.
Yeah, exactly. That's a sports moment where everyone will remember where they were when they got that notification, or they were watching a game and it came up on ESPN. All that. It's not going to have that shock factor because we know at this point that Giannis is not entirely happy. Now it's annoying with Giannis because for the past 2 years we've heard every report about him being like wanting to win, wanting to build around him more. Obviously, they went out and got Dame. They were trying to. It didn't work. And now he's kind of like wants a new home. But he technically hasn't requested a trade. If he requested a trade...
So houses in Milwaukee again.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what... Maybe he's got needs a real estate.
Maybe that's what he's talking about, yeah. But, like, obviously he has not requested a trade yet. Like, straight up. Or they will trade him before the deadline if he does. I think I think the highest chance is that he actually is on the team after the deadline. The deadline's in, like, less than a week.
Yeah.
So I think there's a good chance that he probably stays with the Bucks until the offseason, and that's when you can actually get more assets for Giannis. Because right now
there's draft picks in this amazing draft.
Exactly. And there's not a ton on the board right now. I think the two front runners probably are going to be the Warriors and the Miami Heat. I will say I think he probably wants to play with a star player more, but I don't think it really matters. I'll say the Warriors, just because.
So do you think he's on the Bucks or the Warriors?
I think he's on the Bucks. But
okay,
if you're saying, you said.
So what team will he be on?
Oh, it'll be the Bucks. Never mind. Okay, I thought you said.
Yeah. So at first I thought about this, and I was like, oh no way he gets traded. Like this is the honest thing. But I mean, the more I looked at it, the more I was like, hey, this seems like the most real yet. Right? Would you agree with that?
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
And it feels like there's actually something here, and they're actually. The times before it was kind of a joke, but this time something there. I think he actually does get traded. I think the Bucks are kind of done with him. Now I think there is something to say about waiting until the offseason after the lottery when you know where teams are drafting, because that's big, right? Because you can trade with the team that has maybe a top 5 pick. You can get one of these elite prospects, but I'm gonna say if you trade him now, you take a chance, right? So I'm still gonna say he gets traded. Do I really believe that? I don't really know what I believe at this point. Yeah, because you know what? I'll say Bucks, but no, I'm gonna go with it. Miami Heat for the Giannis Antetokounmpo. But I don't know what that package looks like. Whether it involves Hero, whether it involves Bam. I'm assuming you won't involve Hero in that.
No, you're probably involving Hero before Bam.
Well, I mean, I would try to involve.
Yeah, for sure.
Because those are like your guys that you're gonna have with Giannis if you want to win,
definitely.
Right? So if I were the Heat,
probably packaged around Rozier and Wiggins as the salary, and then you're adding a bunch of young assets.
I mean, they might require you to put in Hero. At that point, I don't even know if I do it if I'm the Heat.
That's the thing. Like, what does a Giannis trade even look like?
At this point, the Bucks have no leverage.
Exactly. It's a top 3 player in the world. Like straight up. Like what can you get that is worth that? And in my opinion,
it's multiple picks.
Yeah, that's crazy. Facts. It's multiple picks in the lottery. Honestly, like that's kind of what the price for Giannis is because of how good this draft class is. I think
he have that.
I mean, they have a pick.
They're going to involve
another
team.
The lottery. You could also do that.
It might involve the Nets. Don't they have a lot of picks?
They do. It could involve OKC.
Like the MPJ
OKC wants to go get another thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it could be an MPJ thing.
And Thomas.
Like going to that's a good point. But I also think it's good, like what you said, waiting till the offseason to see where teams are picking. Like
you're gonna end up with the 13th or 14th pick because you're in the lottery, right?
Well, exactly.
And that's like,
what if the Bucks pick is sitting at 7, right? Like, what if they fall off a cliff and they're like, hey, Giannis, like, what if we go package the number 7 pick? We package a couple guys. We go get you a star, like we tried to do with Dame, but this time we're gonna get you a real star. Like we're gonna get you like,
oh come on, Dame's a real star.
Well, I'm talking about like better than Dame.
Look at Luka.
Yeah, facts.
He's on the market.
Facts, bro. Trade Kuzma and a couple picks.
It'll be Anthony Davis, but that's kind of tough. Anyway.
But yeah, I will say Bucks. I'd say we're going to revisit it in the offseason and see what happens. But, I mean, it's such a weird situation, and it's so hard to, like, figure out a trade. So,
yeah. Don't look at my paper, by the way. I've got all kinds of answers over here for later. But so, I got a fun little segment coming up for y'all. Because we can't end it here.
Heck nah.
Because there's no NFL picks to do, no Dog of the Week to do. What are we going to do? We're going to focus on the greatest single event in sports, the Pro Bowl. And
Facts.
What we are going to do is we're going to draft Pro Bowl rosters. Based on just flag football team. So, what team basically be your dream flag football team?
Yeah, they don't have to be in the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, they don't have to be in the Pro Bowl.
Just
none of
your
that.
dream
Just your dream flag football team from the NFL or college, I guess, if you want. Quarterback, running back, 2 receivers, 2 defensive backs. So that's what we're doing. Nice and short. So things to figure out. Like, do we want to do the snake thing where we go 1-2-1, or do we want to not?
I would say.
I don't think it really matters with the.
No, I think we just go back and forth.
Because the pool is so big that doesn't even matter.
Yeah, I think we should go back and forth, and we can draft whoever we want. Do we want to go position first?
No, you go wherever you want.
Okay.
That's the thing. You gotta pick where you want.
Okay.
Can you flip a coin on your phone real quick?
I can find a real coin.
Okay, find a real coin.
I'll get a
It's
real
fine.
coin. Hold on.
Anyway, guys, so I got making a nice little draft board for us. I expect to win this draft. So.
All right. So
Both teams are gonna be insane.
we don't technically net like y'all are gonna have to vote, I guess. But heads or tails?
Heads. Heads never fails, people.
Heads.
Yeah.
You got first.
Ever since I've said heads never fails, I have
I've
lost.
always.
I have
said
never
heads.
lost.
I never say tails.
I've never lost a coin toss since I started saying heads never fails. Because that's I went to Collins then. All right. You know.
All right. Heads has more weight, so that's why.
Yeah. So don't be looking at my draft board over here. I'll take the first pick. And where do I want to go with this? I think it's pretty obvious to me where I want to go. It's my quarterback.
Interesting.
Now there's two. I have 2 quarterbacks on my board. I think it's 2 that are clearly above the rest when it comes to this. I think I'm going to take the guy with the better arm. So I think in flag football, the rushing ability matters, but the arm I think matters more. I'll just say my guy I was almost going to pick was Lamar. But I'm not going to pick him because in that for the rushing outside, he's obviously got an amazing arm, one of the best passers in the league. But I'm going to take a guy who's probably got a better arm and can also run the ball really well as well. I'm going to take Josh Allen. That's my quarterback, and that's going to be my first pick.
Okay, so I think the way that I wanted to draft coming into this is like, hey, I'm going to draft a flag football team. I'm not going to draft an all-star team. I'm going to go pick guys who I think, like, genuinely on a flag football field can beat other guys, like, straight up. Because it's different. It's a different game, right? You don't need to be big in flag football. You need to be very agile. You need to be able to get low to the ground. You need to be smooth. You have to be fast. You have to have good hands if you're a receiver or a running back. And then quarterback, you need an arm and you need rushing upside, like straight up. And you have to be able to run, and you have to be able to throw deep. I'm gonna wait on quarterback, and I'm gonna go to the 2 areas where there are multiple options.
Are you picking twice? Or you're picking
No, I'm picking once.
Okay.
I'm just going to the situation where there's a couple options. And I think for me, I'm gonna go ahead and draft, in my opinion, who has been the best receiver this year. And I think he can do everything. He's one of the fastest guys in the league. He has some of the best route running in the league, and some of the best hands. He can get low to the ground. I'm gonna go Justin Jefferson, and I think that's a pretty good pick. I
thought you were going with that.
He's still the best receiver in the NFL. Jamar obviously a close second, but I will go with Justin Jefferson as my wide receiver 1.
The way you phrased that this year, I thought you were going somewhere else. I might go there later. I don't know. But I think my next, I think I got a good receiver. Ooh, actually, eesh. You know what? I'm gonna do this. In flag football, look, you're drafting great. We can only have 2 DBs, so you're gonna have a safety and a real team, but we're not drafting full teams here, right? With all these talented receivers going off the board in space, you're gonna have to have lockdown corners to stay with them. So I'm gonna take both my DBs are gonna be corners, lockdown corners. My first defensive back, I'm gonna take Patrick Surtain. He's the best corner in the league.
For sure, it's not very close.
So yeah, that's my pick.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and grab a corner too. I'm gonna grab the second best corner in the league. After that, it kind of falls off. He's so fast, which I think in flag football matters a lot. You don't have to be as physical. Patrick Surtain is obviously both, but I'm gonna go with Christian Gonzalez.
Yep,
he is incredible, and I think with you taking Surtain, I'm gonna grab Gonzo. So
yeah, don't let me have both of them.
No, can't do that.
I have a thought to go to another corner, but I think you're going to take a safety, so I'm going to wait. I think I got to go receiver next. I can't wait anymore. Now, I got 3 guys written down here. I think I've brought it down to 2 guys that I want. Where do I want to go with this? Because I think this guy would be really good in flag football. I think this guy is a better NFL receiver, but they're both insane NFL receivers, you know?
It's a conundrum.
I'm going to take Jamar Chase.
Yeah, that's good.
I think the guy I want might still be there next round, and that's when I would get him. But I think Jamar Chase is a good pick there. So that's my pick. He's just so good. And like he has the size, he can go deep on you, he can make big plays, he can also work inside, he's so fast. Like he's the full package.
I agree. I'm going to go ahead and I probably just grabbed the best 2 route runners in football.
Damn you, you're gonna
he's also smooth, which I think in flag football, the like perfect word for flag football is smooth. Like you have to be agile. Like I said, low to the ground, like get between tackles is a really big deal, and JSN does that. And,
I was gonna pick him. Yep.
And JSN has had an incredible year this year, and he deserves to be on here. So JSN and Justin Jefferson is probably the best route running duo I can get because they're probably the 2 best route runners in football. So I think in flag football that really matters, and their breakaway speed is obviously insane too, and their hands.
So were you taking Jamar if I took JSN?
Probably, but I might have gone somewhere different.
Shit.
I was gonna take JSN over Jamar. So
yeah, I was between JSN and Jamar. So like if I had picked JSN, would you have picked Jamar? Like, so then I wouldn't be
probably
mad.
Not honestly.
But if I would have had a chance to get both, because I wanted both of them, that would have been nice. Okay, I'm gonna wait on running back because I think I have 2 running backs here. I think it's a 1-win either way. And I'm going to win on receiver because you have both your receivers now. Draft strategy. I'm going to go with another defensive back. Hit the 3rd best corner in the league. Derek Stingley Jr.
Okay.
Is he junior? Yeah.
Yeah. That's fair. That's a good pick.
So take Derek Stingley. He's a lockdown corner. And he's probably the 3rd best in the league. That's what I'm going for here with the top 2 off the board.
Okay. So I'm going to leave DB, I guess, for last now. I'll go ahead and snag my running back. Running back, there's a lot of options. Like I have 3 guys in my mind right now that I would pick. But I think in flag football, your running back has to be a pass catcher, and obviously insane breakaway speed.
Absolutely.
And in my opinion, I'm going to pick the guy who I think this year solidified. There's 2 main ones up there.
I've got 2 up here
as receiving backs that are really, really good. Also breakaway speed. I'm going with Jahmyr Gibbs.
Oh, I didn't think of him. That's actually better than either one.
So I think Jahmyr Gibbs, the pass catcher, was incredible this year. Obviously, he can get out in space. He's probably has the best breakaway speed, maybe besides Devon Achane. Is probably the only one I can think who has better breakaway speed than Jahmyr Gibbs. So I would go with Gibbs as my running back.
Yeah, Gibbs. I didn't think of him. That was a good get. I'm trying to figure out how to spell Jahmyr.
Is what?
Figuring out how to spell his name. But I got it.
Nice.
All right. Not on my draft board. Okay, I'm gonna go running back. Now full transparency because you already picked yours. I'm between Bijan and Devon Achane. So it's like pick your poison. Do you want Bijan who's super shifty and will make guys miss, or do you want Devon? I'm gonna take Devon Achane because because Bijan, yeah, he's shifty and all, but he's more of a power guy, to where that doesn't matter in flag football. Devon Achane, so breakaway speed, like you said. Pass catching ability is great for both of them. So I'm going to take Devon Achane.
Once again, size does not matter in flag football. It really doesn't, which I think is a big deal. You do not have to be that strong to play flag football. Obviously, that's why.
So you played it.
That's why we have there's flag football for little kids around the world, and girls get to play flag football, right? It's become a big thing with girls young girls playing flag football. So it's a big deal, and you don't have to be the strongest person in the world. So I think Bijan being strong, it doesn't limit him. I just think it takes away from his speed, which I think Achane in flag football would genuinely be incredible.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. Those are my 2 guys on my board, Gibbs and Achane. So I have quarterback and DB. I said I'm saving DB for last, which I'm fine with. And I think quarterback, I have a bunch of options. So I'm not going Lamar Jackson. Shout out.
Interesting.
I said for
Jayden Daniels.
I said for my team earlier I wanted smooth. And I think Lamar, we've talked about this before on the podcast, Lamar is more of a running back type build. He's big and he will go run over you, right? Jayden Daniels, on the other hand, is smooth, right? And I think in flag football, he also has a hell of an arm. Jayden Daniels is one of the best arms in the league, and he's smooth, and he runs through tackles. And obviously he's really tall, which I think actually being tall in flag football can limit you a little bit. But I will go with Jayden Daniels as my quarterback. I also had a couple other guys that I thought were interesting. Obviously Mahomes, in flag football, I think would be pretty insane. I thought Caleb a little bit too.
Yeah, he would be good.
Caleb in flag football would be wild. And I actually thought Kyler Murray. Because, if you go watch flag football and like the people who actually play for like USA flag football team,
They're Kyler Murray.
they're Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
and they're like really freaking good.
Yeah.
And I think if Kyler Murray was like taught how to play flag football, that dude would be incredible.
Yeah.
So I also thought about him, but I think Jaden's the best pick there. Smooth runner.
I would disagree. I think you should take Lamar.
Not
Just
Jaden.
because
No.
like, I know you don't like Lamar because he's kind of like Jaden Daniels, but
Well, that's what we talked about.
I think
What's the difference between them?
I think Lamar is just a better version of Jaden Daniels. I think Lamar has a better arm. Lamar's got like a top 3 to 5 arm in the league.
I don't know if he's better on the Jaden.
Like, I think he does. I mean, when it comes to accuracy and like the way he plays
maybe
balls,
accuracy. Yeah,
he's better.
But, like, arm.
But I mean,
I don't really
they
care
can
about-
both throw deep.
I don't
balls.
care about
That doesn't
accuracy
matter.
though.
Well,
In flag football, I really don't care.
you don't care if they can hit the receiver on target.
Well, they can. They're both NFL quarterbacks. They can
Yeah,
both
I
hit
know.
the receiver. I'm
But-
just saying, I'd rather like the arm and I think the long range accuracy and the running are the two biggest things for me. And I think Jaden has
Lamar,
a way better long
is
range.
Lamar
accuracy.
not just faster though?
He might be
Like-
but it's very close, right? It's so close, and I think Lamar is more like
They're both
wants
great
to
picks.
juke and like run over people, and obviously, yeah, they're both great. I don't know.
They both like are juke guys, and they both.
Jaden, I think, has a better chance to run through and get lower to the ground and
Yeah,
like let people
he's-
evade. Like he evades people, don't let him pull your flag. Like, I
They
think
run differently.
in flag football, I think a runner like Jaden Daniels would benefit more than a runner like Lamar, and I think their arms are so close that it's like I think Jaden's a better pick.
Okay, interesting. So I have a receiver left. This fourth receiver is weird for me. Those top 3, I had Chase Jefferson, JSN, who've already been off the board. Like those were kind of the top 3. And then I looked through, and I looked at guys, and I was like, maybe a guy like, ooh, that could actually be good, but I'm not gonna take him. I'm gonna take his teammate. I'm gonna go with Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Interesting.
I just think the skill set that he has is just good for flag football. He's big, and that's obviously going to help you out when you're going to like head top guys. And he's still so shifty, and he's really fast. And I think the thought of like Puka, but he's too more of like a strong receiver. You don't really want that. You want a guy who's a lot more elusive. Amon-Ra is very elusive, and he, I think, brings the best of both worlds in to where he may not be as like sexy of a pick for this as JSN, but I think he'll be just as good because I think JSN might be a little smoother, but I think both guys can route run with the best of them. Both guys are amazing catching. And Amon-Ra is probably a little stronger, which doesn't really help, but it kind of shadows off of the sexiness of the pick. But I'm gonna take Amon-Ra.
I think for me, if I was picking a third receiver, mine would have been a healthy Tyreek Hill. Because like straight up, like bro, ain't no one beating him.
I'm just not picking that dude right now.
So I thought about Tyreek Hill was another one. You said you were thinking about J-Mo too.
I just thought about it just
J-Mo
now.
in flag football, bro. Oh,
I wasn't even thinking about it. I just thought about it just now, thinking about the guys. Because I remember I was looking at this and I was like, J-Mo had 1,000 yards. And I just thought about that, but I never thought about him for flag football.
Yeah, like J-Mo could
But
be really good in flag football. Same thing with like Jalen Waddle, obviously.
I thought about him.
Getting low to the ground, like I said, like. And then if you want to go get it receiver too, which in flag football sometimes you would want that.
Yeah.
Obviously, we picked guys who can all go get it technically. But obviously, there's like a George Pickens,
Thought about that too.
or you could go with
George Pickens, I don't know. He's more of like a big body, head top viewer.
Exactly. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, go get it. Like, throw it up, and he's gonna go get it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what-
I thought
that's
you meant
kinda
like
what
run
I'm
under it.
Oh no, I'm saying like throw it up one on one, go get
that's
it.
like Puka and
Like if I'm trusting George Pickens on Patrick Surtain to try to make a catch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like those are some guys that I would trust.
That's it.
But I think
Yeah.
speed in flag football is the main thing. So,
Absolutely.
but DB,
J-Mo had 1,000 yards, by the way.
incredible.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
He probably had like 500 of them over like 2 games.
I think for DB. Oh, Malik Neighbors would have been a good one too.
I thought about him.
Would have been a really good one because he's like both. Like he's a go get it. He's
Yeah,
really,
he's
really
just
freaking fast.
He's just really good.
Yeah. But I think for DB, I think I can go kind of as like a captain of my defense in a way, or I could go like straight up DB, who I think is like really fast and agile.
Gotta have that.
But I think with Christian Gonzalez, I have obviously the best of both worlds. So I'm between a safety, Kyle Hamilton, or a like Jalen Ramsey or Quinyon Mitchell, maybe like
I'll tell you who I would pick.
some of those guys.
I mean, none of those guys are the last guy on my board, but I'll tell you every of those guys who I would pick after.
But I think it's good in flag football. I think this guy, obviously, he's older. He's still insanely fast, and he's still a captain of a defense, and he can play both. And I think being able to play corner and safety, and in flag football, you're playing like linebacker and you're playing everything. I'm gonna go Jalen Ramsey. Because I think he can do everything, and obviously being like maybe an older presence on my team, I think could be really good. So I like Jalen Ramsey for sure. There.
So the last guy on my board was Devon Witherspoon.
No. I thought about him too, but no. He's too like hard hitting.
Yeah, I mean,
for me, like the thing with Devon Witherspoon, the first thing I think of is like Boomtown.
But he's
like,
insanely fast too.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I was looking at Madden ratings, to be honest, and Devon Witherspoon is really fast. According to Madden,
he's very fast.
And so that's kind of what I was looking at. And Quinton Mitchell would have been the one I took out of there.
Yeah,
he's
I thought
really
about
fast
too.
as well.
I thought about it too.
According to Madden, he's very fast as well. So anyway, I'll put this thing on the board for you. Let us know in the comments or board on the screen. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. It's been 23 episodes, guys. But let us know who won in the comments. We're not going to try to go into this.
There's no way.
Both teams are insane.
Yeah, there's no way to pick who won.
This is more for fun. Which isn't this all for fun?
Facts.
Are all sports for fun?
Facts.
Anyway, futures draft. If we need to talk about it, I guess we kind of have to.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
I think Charlie is that 31, 21.
21. Nice.
Okay, I'm at
yeah.
21. Because my playoff teams just didn't win games.
That's a problem.
On the playoff team that I had that won a game was the Bills and the Rams, and the Bills won one and the Rams won twice, and that was just about it. So, unfortunate for me. Will's at 28. He had the Seahawks. They were able to pull it through. And James at 29 with the Patriots. So, Seahawks versus Patriots. Will versus James. They're 1 point apart. They get 2 points for whoever wins. But then also, you have awards on top of that. All of the awards haven't been announced yet. So, only points left on the board are Super Bowl and all the award announcements. So that'll be
come down to the wire.
It'll be fun. It'll come down to the wire, and who knows? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm out. All right. Anyway, actually, no, I'm not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I'm 10. Okay.
Do you have finalists?
So I have to win. All the finalists are done. So
no, but like you have people even in the.
I got Rams. Yeah, I've got.
Like you have a defensive player of the year.
I don't think I do that. Well, I don't have one for every award.
That's what I'm saying.
Doesn't matter. But I'm out either way. But technically, if I were to win every award, I would win. Or tie you if the Patriots were to win.
Which I don't think is going to happen. But yeah.
That is true. I mean, you never know till it's over.
Yeah, you're right, bro. For sure.
Yeah.
For sure,
all right.
bro.
So, we got some banger shorts coming out for you. Did James post the 4th short this week?
I did.
Good. All right. So, yeah, we see you guys in the next one for Super Bowl special. Peace.